veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. 'Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got
Yes, good people, big up to all of you, and thank you once again for finding the time to be with me on this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show, or episode if you prefer. I do hope you're all doing well. I cannot thank you enough for all the support which has led to the growth of the channel to the extent that it is growing. We're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers, but that's by the way. I do hope you're all doing well, and I wholeheartedly mean that. As usual, we keep it interactive here, so without wasting much of your time, I'll get to saying hello to those of you in the chat that I haven't said hello to. But before we do that, we will talk about a lot of news items we have lined up here, and chances are by the time we get to the end of the show, a lot more stuff will emerge, most especially with regards to Victor Osimhen's preferred that destination. And that's, by the way, we will also talk about Chelsea's pursuit of Tomás Araújo. I don't know how you pronounce that. Apologies. And we'll address some comments by the manager. We will talk about the manager again. We'll talk about Trevor Chalobah's future. And then we'll also talk about how much Chelsea Football Club has made from player sales. And we'll talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga, Victor Osimhen, and then Georgi Petrovic. And as usual, chances are, as the show progresses, a lot more stuff will emerge. And be rest assured, if that's the case, we will address them here. So let me say hello to those of you in the chat so we can start addressing the items we have lined up immediately. Why am I not seeing something isn't quite right? I'm not sure why that is the case. I'm not seeing the comments where I should be seeing them here. So maybe I will try and go out and come back in again. Let me just try that quickly. Apologies to you guys. Just be patient with me. I'm quite sure it's not going to shut down. There you go. I think we are up and running right now. So thank you so much for your patience. We've solved the issue as quickly as possible. And hopefully you can still hear me. And thank you for all of you for your patience. We'll continue. I'm going to say hello to all of you. And then we'll start addressing the items we have lined up. It wouldn't make sense if we cannot address your comments in the chat because we keep it interactive here. And Maya, I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow is transfer deadline day. It's going to be interesting. The link there, if you want to become a paid member of the community, you go ahead. You can do that there. And Tony here is saying, seriously, How will Chelsea meet FFP rules given all the signings made and continuing to make? I'm not concerned. I'm quite sure they have people behind the scenes crouching the numbers and letting them know the limit of their spending. I'm not concerned really. Then again, if you've been paying attention to the way the new owners operate, you'd know that you shouldn't be concerned. And I can assure you, you shouldn't be. We sell players. That's one of them. And again, we get to talk. We'll discuss how much we've made from players sales this window. But that's by the way, Petrovic. We'll get to that. Tony, who's being sold? I don't know. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll talk about who's being sold. I think you should know have that list. Chalobah most likely. There are a whole lot of them. I don't have the list here, but that's by the way. Hello to all of you. If I haven't said hello to you, hello to you. Thank you. As much as I like to interact with you, if I keep reading, if I try to read everything you have in the comment section, chances that be all would do for the rest of the day. But thank you for your contributions. Go ahead, enjoy conversations with somebody in the chat there, and if you whatever you have in the chat is aligned with the current topic, be rest assured that we will address that. Humphreys, isn't he? I thought he, again, he's gone already. Nofak VK, nice to see you. Thank you so much for that. And Mr. Khan is saying, hello, coach. I am going to my first live Chelsea game later tonight. I take a don't come on you Blues. I've watched the youth teams a few times, but this is first. Congratulations to you. That's not easy. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'm sure definitely we're going to get a win. So congratulations to you, Mr. Khan. Good morning to you too, Michael Arthur. Please, any update for Osimhen? Nothing new yet, but we will just stay with us. Sit back and relax. We'll get to Osimhen. The topic of Osimhen in a bit. So Nemanja, thank you. Without wasting much of your time, I will be switching to the presentation window. Sorry, we had an issue there, which means I have to reshare the window once again. Apologies for that. In a second we will get to it, so do this. All right, there you go. That's the guy we're looking for. I'm gonna switch it again. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along where we have a total of 116 people watching, 34 of those on YouTube, the rest on X. Please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video for us to help us reach more people. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We sincerely do appreciate that. The more likes we garner, the more people, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who would be interested in the topics we have lined up. And if you're following the show on X, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. But kindly take a second and do us a favor. Drop a like on the video for us. Share the video to help us reach more people. And also follow our X account. That way, whenever we go live, you'd be notified and you're not going to miss anything. Yep. So without wasting much of your time, we're already on the presentation window. But let me do that correctly so you can see more of what we're talking about. The first item, Jordi, is it pronounced in Jordi or Georgie? Let's call him Georgi Petrovic. Exclusive Chelsea goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic set to leave and join Strasbourg. Here we go. Understand Petrovic has agreed on a new term. I understand Petrovic has agreed on new terms with Chelsea ahead of leaving to join Strasbourg. It will be a one-year loan until June 2025, then back to Chelsea Football Club. Paperwork being prepared. And the truth remains, I think, he finished the season well, but numbers did show that actually Sanchez did better than him. But people, are quick to judge based on eye test alone. But the truth remains in football, if you want to judge sensibly, or maybe, judge sensibly, I think that's the correct way to put it. You'd have to look at numbers and also let what your eye test tell you, complement what the numbers said, then you be able to judge objectively, maybe. So Petrovic, good luck to him. He's still very young, but no question whether Jorgensen is a better goalkeeper compared to the three of them. Actually, I think it's only a matter of time. Jorgensen will eventually become Chelsea's number one, but maybe if Sanchez keeps the level at which he's performed of late, I think he's going to keep the number one place. He hasn't put a foot wrong, in my opinion. If anything, he's gotten better and better. But that's, by the way, good for us. We have plenty. We have two excellent goalkeepers. But yeah, that's, by the way, good luck to Georgi Petrovic. Anything else? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What next do we have here? And as soon as we're done, we'll call it a day. We're not going to wait because we still have another show, a watch along show later in the day. And then we get to our new, maybe some, what you could call our new elephant in the room after the departure of Lukaku, who held that title for who's had that, yeah, he had that title for a few years. Then yeah, the new elephant in the room is Chelsea's pursuit of Victor Osimhen. This report here by my bro and Vic is quoting Ben Jacob. Ben Jacobs, he reads, Al Ali will hold face-to-face talks with Victor Osimhen's camp after presenting a 4-year contract worth around 30 million euros per season. That's a lot of money. Here's the thing. I'd be shocked if he ends up joining Chelsea, but you never know. People see things differently, maybe with the belief that he's still very young, that in 2 years' time, that he'd still get a chance to go to Saudi Arabia. That's fine. The second paragraph of this particular report reads, Osimhen wants a market value release clause valid from summer 2025. Al Ali open to a clause which they hope will strengthen their chances of signing the Nigerian international, but no amount finalized yet. That's a smart move. So if he ends up, the fact that he's entertaining, he's given them, again, he's presented how he wants the contract to be structured should he join them, which it simply means he's open to joining them. But the reports with regards to his future is everywhere. Some are saying that he's already agreed personal terms with Chelsea, that all that is left is for Chelsea to iron out the payment structure with Napoli. Some are saying that he's open to joining Chelsea and his preference will be to remain in Europe. We're not sure. If that's the case, why is this camp discussing with the Saudis? I'm not too sure what to make of the situation. We just wait and see how this window ends, where he ends up at the end of the transfer window. But let's see. I have my reservations, and as I've told you guys before, I'd rather we sign him over Samuel Morodion, who's now gone to Porto, over Jean Duran. Even though Jean Duran, for me, I like him as a player, but I think would be better off with a more experienced number 9, irrespective of my reservations over his playing ability, overall playing ability. And YTFJC here, I prefer Ivan Tone to Osimhen. A lot of people do. It depends on who you ask. I have no preference over the two, but I'm quite sure Chelsea probably, most likely, will not be that serious about signing Ivan Toney. That's just my opinion. I think if we miss out, if the club senses that we're gonna miss out on Victor Osimhen, I think what's his name? Jean Duran from Aston Villa will become our number 9. I think that will be the case. And I'm one of those people that believe we actually do not need to sign a number 9 going into the season. We have a very fluid front line, and I think the manager prefers it that way. Joao Felix can play centrally as a number 9. Kunku can. Cole Palmer can. And those 3 players that I've mentioned can each fulfill the number 10 role. So when one of them starts as a number 9, either of the two remaining names can fulfill the number 10 role. So I don't think we lack in terms of numbers with regards to players who can fulfill the number 10 role, should one of them be deployed as number 9. So it's up, and the truth remains that under Enzo Maresca, the approach will almost always be a fluid approach. But this, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And once again, we keep begging for likes because we're not the big account yet. And I want to take this opportunity to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor. one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. The more likes we're gonna, the more YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who would be interested in the topics we have lined up. And please, if you're following the show on X, kindly drop a like on the video, share the video, and also follow our X account. That way, whenever we go live, you'd be notified and you're not going to miss anything. So I'm going to get a few of what we have in the chat, then we'll move on to the next item we have lined up. It's not going to be a lengthy one. As you can see, I have to take my boys to school until we find somebody to become maybe if the permanent host for the Blue Morning Show. Whenever I have time, I'll also join. Weekends, the Blue Morning Show will always air at the same time, 3 a.m. PSC, and same thing on Sunday. Depends on when games on that day, Premier League games on that day, kickoff. Let's see. Yep, I've read that. This here is saying Osimhen will surely come to Chelsea and he will be unveiled in Chelsea's next match. Wow, you sound maybe you do know something we don't know. If that's the case, please do let us know. And we have Khan saying Osimhen would be a great addition, but the way this team is shaping up collectively, we might do well without him. Yeah, with or without him, I'm guessing. Let me see. If it doesn't materialize. Now I understand your comment better. Chelsea playing tonight, a kickoff at half past 7 UK time. Kickoff at my time zone will be 11. I think 11:30 a.m. and we're doing a watch along. Big up to you too, Jay, the 2 a.m. guy, bro. I appreciate you finding the time to be part of the show this particular morning. And more importantly, I do hope you're doing well. John, once again, nice to see you. It's been a minute. I hope your absence means that you've been busy and nothing bad has happened on your end. So let's hear your thoughts. Whether you think Chelsea will still get the Osimhen deal over the line. We seem to be pushing. We've been talking with this camp for a few days now, and there are other players on our list, but rumors are that he's our priority target. For me, I still believe we can do without him, given I think it was Khan that mentioned that in the comment section in the chat. That the way this team is shaping up, I don't think we need a number 9, especially one that's more of a traditional number 9. That he is a hybrid number 9, in my opinion. And if you've heard every time we talked about signing forward players or attacking players, we've heard that caveat of the manager of the club looking for players who are capable of fulfilling multiple roles, playing centrally, on the right or on the left. And for me, he isn't that guy. He's just a number 9 for you, and I don't think it makes sense to pay that much money for that player and only get to use them in certain games. It just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Osimhen should answer today. Yeah, I think we should get a feedback from him. And I'm saying 70-30, leaning towards him joining the Saudi Pro League. Osimhen and Sancho is trophy winning signings. You think Top S? Let's see. Wally Waldo is saying I don't want Osimhen anymore with what I've seen and heard. Even before our performance against Wolves, I've always thought we don't necessarily need it. We don't necessarily need a number 9, especially after the arrival of João Felix. So that's just me. The answer you get depends on the person you present that question to. Kepa Petrovic done more outgoing to follow. I was never concerned, and I'm quite sure you aren't one of those that you were never concerned to. But that's, by the way, keep up on the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We'll hear a lot more today by the end of the day, probably a lot more news on outgoings. Apparently, Osimhen demanded over 500k a week. I don't believe that. Heston, are you saying from us or from Al Hilal? For me, to Al Ali, so to speak, for Al Ali, 500k, 550k a week plus is nothing. But when I heard when we addressed the rumors that he was demanding something north of 500k a week, I told people I'm not sure that's the case, because I'm quite sure he'd know fully well that in Europe that no club will be willing to pay him that, because last season it wasn't as if he he performed at the level he did last 2 seasons. I get it. He had to join his national team for for the AFCON competition, and also was injured for a while. At the time, we did agree that chances are that rumor was driven by the fact that Al Ali had an offer that measures that number on the table for him, so people took it and ran with it. I'm quite sure he's smart enough to know Chelsea won't pay him anything close to that. Maybe 50% of that plus, maybe. I get Ivan Toney, Tayo 8. I'm not sure who we're gonna sign. The way it's everywhere, really. When we heard when Toney was dropped, when Brentford they played their last game without Toney. He wasn't even on the bench, and then the rumors emerged that the reason was that a Saudi club was on the verge of securing his signature. It was just 2 days ago that we learned that we heard that our club, Chelsea Football Club, inquired about his availability, and that's that. So I'm not sure what to believe, and I'm going to say this again: it's everywhere. Seriously, keep dropping the likes on the machine, people. The likes do go along. Where apparently he wants his name revenue to go to him, coach, which would take his overall. Let me see that which would take his overall wage contract would take it over 100 million a year. That's what reports are saying. I think they can afford that. If that demand was made to the Saudis, I think they can afford that, or maybe a little less. I'm not sure. Igwenaguchi, very nice to see you, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. One day, thank you so much. Just wait and watch because before Chelsea's next match, he will be in the club. Okay, I will remember you told us that. I mean, the video will be there. Nothing will happen to it. No move from Chalobah to Stuttgart. He's exploring options at Fabrizio FC. Okay, thank you so much for that update, Namaya Fawale. I appreciate you. If you're in the chat, if you have anything else to add to the conversation, go ahead, drop it. Otherwise, we'll be switching topics in a bit. I think it's greedy and disgusting. That's a small opinion. Here's the thing, Wally Waldo. I wouldn't call it greedy. Football is his job. Football is what he does for a living. Football is what brings again how he feeds his family, most likely his relations, knowing that uh yeah, his parents weren't rich, if that makes sense. So I don't think it makes sense to call them greedy. This is their job, and I'm quite sure if you're looking for a job, you'd almost always choose to work for for the organization that offers more money to you, except for reasons such as if accepting the job will involve you, will require you to move to a certain place, and you don't want to do that because you're married or because your family or because your kids. That's the only reason why in most cases people don't choose to work for companies that offer them more money. So I don't think I think we fans, football fans, um, we just want to be entertained. We just want the best players, but we usually don't take our time, take a step back to see things. Maybe imagine being that player in certain situations, what we do. And in all honesty, if we're being truthful to ourselves, in most cases, what we're condemning the players for doing would do the same thing. But because we just see them as footballers, we don't see them as people who are working to earn a living. And that's exactly what Osimhen is doing. He will most certainly do what he believes is best for him. And if that means going to Saudi, I wouldn't call it greedy. If you believe in your ability, then you're worth whatever you believe you're worth. And if the person that wants to hire your services cannot measure that, then you go elsewhere, in my opinion. But I don't mean no offense. I hope you understand. You're no G here, so you're well acquainted to how we operate. Jay saying, Coach Slonina will face Man United in Carabao Cup. You know what's coming. Let's see how that ends. I like he's won how many? 3 man of the match in 4 games. He's won three man of the match awards. That's excellent. I mean, at least if you want to send a goalkeeper, if you want to send your goalkeeper out on loan, you'd be better off sending him to a club where he'd be facing a lot of shots. That's good practice. So by the time he comes back, he'd be used to facing shots. Um, Osimhen isn't coming. That may well end up being the case. Um, he may well decide to go for the money, but everything comes down to how much we're offering him. I think we've heard that his priority would be to stay in Europe, to be more specific, to join Chelsea Football Club. But I don't think he'd come to us if we at least not offering him something, you could say, at least a 50% pay rise. Yeah, if you get my point right there. We need Victor to Chelsea, so please, you work on it. You work on it. I don't work for the club. I'm just a content creator, and all I do is voice my opinion. Take a look at what's out there, try to make sense of them, and try to educate the fans. And in most cases, what we do here is have a conversation with the panelists and those in the chat and come to a sensible conclusion. I don't work for the club, but thank you, Dixon Conant. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And Waldo is saying, not gonna lie, I'd rather get Tone at this point. I honestly, I'm one of those strongly believe we do not need to sign a number 9 going into the season. In my opinion, I think we have numbers in that we have a good enough players who can fulfill that number 9 role. And knowing that Enzo Maresca's approach will almost always be liquid, why sign a traditional number 9, an expensive one at that? It just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Credit where it's due. The owners are doing a good job. Yeah, given how many players we've sold, given how many players I believe we'll probably sell by the time the transfer window shuts, and how much we've made from player sales, actually. We get to that in a bit. And Danny Music is saying, get Tone. Let's see what he has here. Okay, let's see. Maybe we're walking behind the scenes for Tone. You never know. I don't think we need a striker as well, coach, but these owners want a striker. I don't think it's probably down to the manager. Maybe he wants to mix things up. And if we're going to go sign a striker and end up not using that striker consistently, then we shouldn't go for one where we pay premium for. Osimhen would certainly pay. I don't think he's not going to come cheap. Irrespective of how much we end up paying for him, it still be an expensive purchase, if that makes sense. We so need a striker. Fan base are asking for a striker. I don't think I think that's a bit mixed up there. We do need a striker. A lot of people will tell you that, but here's the thing: we're not the manager. I think if you understand football very well, if you take a step back and educate yourself on how the manager the application of the educate yourself on on the application of the manager's preferred approach to football, you'd realize that maybe a traditional number 9 isn't really what we need. I'm not saying Osimhen isn't capable of dropping deep, participating in the play. I'm not saying he's not capable of creating goal scoring chances for his teammates, but that is not his strongest suit, if that makes sense. He's more of a traditional number 9 that he is a hybrid number 9. And the manager, in my opinion, I think will do well, will rather, in my opinion, get him a traditional number 9. Because if he indeed, uh, again, agrees that to for us to sign a traditional number 9, most definitely he'd have to make some sacrifice with regards to accommodating the traditional number 9 and the show to ensure that they succeed at Chelsea, if that makes sense. It sounds easy, but it's really not that easy. If you're preaching for the club to sign a number 9, you'd have to be specific. What profile of number 9 should we be looking for? I don't think it's this profile of number 9 that we should be looking for, in my opinion. But if we sign him, I'd support him. And if the manager is okay and you're paying that much money to get the deal over the line, I'm quite sure I've already learned that the manager he's flexible. I'm quite sure he'd adjust the application of his approach to accommodate him to ensure he does well. But that's by the way. If Mourinho, if our current manager was Mourinho, I'd say get him, and then you'd see him turn him into one of the best strikers in world football. Yeah, that's your opinion too. I'll play Felix up top. Felix can play up top, and Nkunku can play up top. and the Cole Palmer can also play up top. And by the way, it's a fluid approach. I'm going to say that, keep saying that, which simply means that the number 9 doesn't have to stay central. The play, the approach dictates where you, or you could say the flow of the ball dictates where you are, and it's sometimes you see the guy from the right flank come central, and the guy central go to the right flank, and they switch places. But it's not up to me. I'm still gonna. What gives me hope is that we've heard from the manager that the players we've signed so far, we signed them because the club, the scout, and the directors are all agreed that we need that player. And the players we've sold, the same thing. So if we sign him, it simply means that yeah, the manager has agreed that he can make it work for Osimhen. So if we get the deal over the line, I'm not going to be too concerned. I'm just yeah, do my thing as a fan and support the player. Osimhen is coming. Please don't say it. It's not. Don't say he's not coming. And please don't say that he may end up being. That may end up being the case. Yes, Tin. I think that tells me that you're a very, very superstitious person. You speak whatever you want into existence. That's what I'm saying. And big up to you too, JC. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for joining us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 182 people watching, 81 on YouTube, the rest on X. If you're following the show on X, kindly drop a like on the video for us. Share the videos to help us reach more likes. And also do follow our X account. That way, whenever we go live, you'd be notified and you're not going to miss anything. And for those of you on YouTube, please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 42 likes, we should be doing a lot better than that. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. And Danny Music is saying, well, we need someone you prefer Jackson to play up front all the time. No. And the application of the manager's app just shows you no one person is staying central all the time. It's a fluid, or maybe if you prefer a liquid approach. So I'm not concerned. Lucky, nice to see you. Okay, thank you so much. But I do hope you're doing well, Lucky. IB is in the house. IB is saying I would like Osimhen at Chelsea, but 30 million per season in Saudi, the kid should take the money and run. And I believe, let me just not say anything anymore. Let's see. Let's just wait and see what happens. Prince Louis is saying, since we want to develop Jackson and keep his position open, and Osimhen is difficult to sign. Why not take Tone for 2-3 years until Jackson matures? I don't know what we want to do, Mr. Prince Louis. And Maresca likes to bomb opposition, to overwhelm them. Yep. Good observation from you. Every time we attack, we have about 5, up to 4, at least 4 players in the opposition area. Yep. But let me read what JC has to say there. Maresca likes to bomb opposition box with 4 players at least, but sometimes you see up to 5 players with traditional number 9. Well, yeah, a good question. That's, by the way, a delicious question. But that's the issue I have with a lot of Chelsea fans. They're just screaming, "We need a number 9. We need a number 9," without specifying the sort of number 9 that we do need. And I don't think we need any number 9 that's more of a traditional number 9 or stereotypical number 9. The manager, in my opinion, given what we know about his approach, the application of his approach, I think would rather we sign a more traditional, or more, again, a hybrid number 9 than a traditional number 9. But I'm still going to go back to saying, maybe given the fact that he's shown that he can be flexible, maybe the plan is to mix things up. And if that's the case, respect. I'll take it. But my point is that I don't want us to pay that much money for a number 9 and sign him and only get to use them in certain games. And even Chelsea fans are not going to pay attention to that. Even if the number 9 ends up, you could say, ends up adjusting to becoming a more traditional number 9, Chelsea fans will almost always bring up how much we paid for that number 9 and expect him to score 20 goals plus per season. not minding the fact that the approach, we don't play with an approach that demands that whenever we get to the final third, we channel all our goal scoring chances through a single individual. They're not going to do that. If that makes sense, because that's how Chelsea fans, that's how we operate. But despite the way, let me see what else we have here. Let me finish reading what I was the delicious comment here from JC. World traditional number 9 get the space to operate in a in a congested space. Another important trait needed is ball control and speed, and that is those speed. He has speed, but ball control. He's good technically, but overall, he's. I'm not too sure he's that guy that would do well when he's required to drop the participate in the play, sometimes be the creator and not the finisher and all that. But I'm tired of preaching why I think it's not going to be a good fit for the manager. If the manager okays his signing, then it's his job to make it work, really. And Adam saying if we cannot get Osimhen, we must go all out for Ivan today. We need a striker, a proper number 9 who can take the chances. That's the same issue we're talking about here. You can't just tell the manager what he wants. We're not the one to decide the sort of number 9, the sort of profile of the number 9 that the manager we should get for the manager. But I get it. We're Chelsea fans. That's what we do. Let's see what else you have here. And Prince is saying Tone is available and can drop deep, play on the shoulders. Yeah. And occupy the box plus a set piece of threat. He can do a lot for us, whichever way we want to play against any other team. For that, for that alone, I'd take Ivan Toney over Osimhen. Plus, he's played in the Premier League. He's experienced. And in my opinion, I think we need a more experienced player to add to our front line. I get it. Felix is experienced and Kunko is experienced, but Toney much more experienced, and you could say brings a bit of physicality to our front line, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea need Osimhen at least 280. Yeah, we can do that if it depends. I think that probably the hurdle would be whether he'd accept a heavily incentivized salary. I don't know. Big up to you too, Lifo, Republic of South Africa. Nice to see you. And he's saying, so someone told me Osimhen followed Chelsea on Twitter yesterday. You can verify that. It's really easy. Yep, it's like this. Just go to his Twitter account, check the names of those he's following. I'm quite sure he's probably not following too many people, so you can figure it out quickly whether he's following Chelsea or not. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And my bro here, Iguanaguchi Depere, saying, and please don't say we don't need a striker. And please, I think we've read that before. He said, Victor Osimhen, here we go. Yeah. Okay, keep praying. Okay, thank you. Glad to hear that you're good. Every player in our team keeps rotating. The only player not switching was Nani. Because he likes those. He likes the wingers to always hog the line. Yeah. Was Nani. I even saw Felix covering for central midfielders when they bombed forward. Yeah. So it's a very fluid approach. We don't need a traditional number 9. In it, you can say in all the positions, actually, we don't need traditional players. Even our centre backs, they are expected to step up in most cases, so to intercept opposition play much higher from the defensive line, if that makes sense. Let's see. There's no doubt Tone has the ball controller and speed. Yeah, he has both and experience, Premier League experience. So that's an added advantage if you prefer. Problem with the market these days, strikers are gonna be expensive. Yeah, you could argue. A striker who will not press will not be needed. You have to be a beast. I think I agree. Osimhen, I give him that. He presses very well. Josh, I like that name. Chelsea, we need Osimhen, nothing else. Wow. You're serious about that. And Daniel Crane. Daniel, where have you been? It's been a minute. Hopefully your absence simply means you've been busy and that nothing bad has happened on your end. We appreciate you and thank you so much for finding the time to join us. Been a long time, really busy. Oh, good. Good. I didn't read the comment, but glad to hear that you've been busy. Busy is good. Bills don't pay themselves. We understand. Problem I have, Coach. I honestly think Osimhen will drag this out till the last day of the transfer market. I think if we stick it out, it simply means we're getting a positive signal from his camp. I think if we sense that we cannot sign him, and we do indeed, and we do need a number nine, I think we'll move on. So I'm not too concerned. I'm just gonna wait. Let's see what happens. Jay here is saying after this, I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. And I want to know what did you do that Nightbot timed you out? And remember, when I go Nightbot, it's a machine, it's not a human being. Apologies, I'm not sure what happened there. Well, Maresca has given hints that he will welcome a new number nine if opportunity arrives. So we should back him. And as good as Jackson is, he's again his big chances missed is too high. But here's the thing: we have a lot more goal scorers in the team. We have Nkunku is fit. Hopefully, he stays fit. Cole Palmer is a fine finisher. Joao Felix is also a fine finisher on the day, and Noni Madueke is starting to add goals to his game. If each of those guys that I've mentioned can all at least average, you can say 10 goals, we're good. Yeah, if you get my point. So, but if the manager wants a number nine, sign him, and I'm here. Let's support him. Daniel Crane is saying the last 2 days the Osimhen's news has been very fluid. Yep. Today so far has been quiet. Could mean something is happening, and it doesn't necessarily mean something positive for us. It could mean him saying, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to Saudi." And I'm 70% of chance. For me, it is 70 to 30% leaning towards him going to Saudi. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Go get some sleep, brother. But nice to hear from you. I do hope you're doing well. Anything else to address? Yeah, I'm just going to go to the very bottom. Then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Coach, we moved on from Olisa pretty fast. But with Osimhen's situation, it is sticky. You said Olise is happening, and you are saying Osimhen not happening 70%. I am happy. So you think it happens? Okay, I like Nani. It's just his ego. I wouldn't call it ego. I think we just the way he carries himself, his demeanor is the reason why a lot of people think he has attitude issue. Uh, I don't think honestly don't think he has attitude issues. Yeah, for me, I see a man or a kid who's confident in his abilities. That's just that, honestly. That's all I can say right now. Man City played without a striker for some seasons, and yes, then, but the manager is a smart man. He realized he needs to mix it up, and the reason they've won it for 4 consecutive seasons is that he mixed it up, and even what's his name? Haaland's game has improved significantly. He's become a much better player and all round, much better all round player since he joined City. Nice to see you, Keyshawn. I think you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Yeah, I think you're correct. It's a confidence thing. He doesn't have attitude issues, in my opinion. Victor Osimhen just rejected Saudi Arabia. Can you stop playing? Daniel Crane, I read Tone, and let me see what else he has there. But I have one issue. Is his highest goal scoring season. Most of his goals come from penalties. Wow. We have a pen taker. So where will the goals come from? Ooh, good question. Lots of people saying Osimhen just rejected Saudi on X. I haven't seen that, but let's wait and we'll find out in due time. So we're moving on to the next item. Again, as much as I like to interact with you, if I keep reading your comments will be all we do for the rest of the day. But please, we should be doing a lot better than 52 likes. We still have 69 people watching. We had 93 plus. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. We move on from the Osimhen news to this one. Done deal. Good luck, Paris Balaga. He's joined Bournemouth on loan till the end of the season. Yep, and market value right now is 12 million. And the good thing is that I don't know how we do that. We were able to, I wouldn't say convince, or maybe get him to sign a 1 year extension. So he still have about a year left by the time the his loan spell at Bournemouth ends, and then we get a chance to get at least some fees, some money from recoup some money, some of the money we paid for him, 70 million pounds at the time. I can't quite remember. So good one by verified by Vince. Okay, I will check in a bit. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. I don't know whether to believe it or not, but I'll check Vince's stuff right now. He's saying some are, let me see. Some are unnecessarily worried about Nani's use of etc. I think it's okay. I'm not a big fan of the abbreviations or you using this. So didn't understand some of the things you're saying there. Chelsea can make back the money they will use to buy Osimhen because of African market. Okay, they will buy the number 9 shirt and bring more eyes again. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I get your point, but I'm not sure that will be the case. What else do we have here? Osimhen's clan have flatly denied Camp Yumin, flatly denied his head into Al Ali, but the scenario is not that different either. An agreement is found. If an agreement is either an agreement is found with Chelsea or Osimhen now tired of the long push and pull and probably decided, yeah, I'm done with it and I'm moving on. Okay. The context actually, I've used that. I use that because I'm into design. I use that nearly every day. So maybe I did not get the context, so I didn't understand. All right, thank you. Victor Osimhen is highly needed at Chelsea to double the scoring. He has the steez and composure ahead, but he should make things easy for the club on behalf of the fans. Yeah, and then he's gonna eat that. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I'm gonna try to check if anything new has emerged. I'm gonna check Vincent's tweets. Good luck to Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't know. He probably thought that's it for Chelsea. He probably thought he'd end up joining Real Madrid on the permanent. That hasn't happened. And yeah, look where the club is playing for today. After he jumped ship, probably believing at the time that that's it for us, that we're in serious trouble. I couldn't believe he did that, really. And I'm not sure why he left the club the way he did, probably thinking that's it for him. Okay, that's the Osimhen clan report. Anything else? Nothing that says clearly that he's rejected Al Ali. Chelsea have tabled a proposal to Napoli for the permanent transfer of Victor Osimhen, a figure in line with Al Ali's proposal of around 70 million euros. However, the problem remains personal terms. Victor's entourage considers the proposal from Chelsea unsatisfactory. Considering whatever they say there, I think probably Chelsea will look to present them with a much better offer. I mean, the signs are good, but let's see how that ends. Thank you all of you for all the contributions in the chat. We're moving on to the next to the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have a total of 168 people watching. 59 of those on YouTube, the rest on X. We appreciate you all. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have just 59 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. So let's move on to the next item here, which is this one here. And this here reads, that's my friend and brother Vince quoting Nizar Kinsella. It's also worth noting that nearly 140 million pounds has been raised in player sales at Chelsea this summer to help balance the books with further outgoings to come. So we still have a chance to make a lot more money. FFP and PSR, I'm not concerned for those financial was it regulatory, I can't say that word, regulatory body. Okay, I did my best, but I'm moving on. This is not an English class. Osimhen is better than Tone according to Use 777. And this is from Milo Kings Leon is saying, I wish Chelsea can replace a Sancho with Petrovic because looking at his last performance last season, and let me see what else we're saying here. In the European games, he performed very well. Sancho with Petrovic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. Again, my only issue with Tane is most of his goals are pens, which makes sense really. We already got a pen taker in Cole Palmer and Kunku, also an excellent pen taker too. I don't know who's Cole Palmer's deputy when ranking up and out attackers. I'm not sure who, but I'm sure he Cole Palmer comes first. But who comes immediately after him in the pecking order? I don't know. So we move on. Yeah, we've made a lot of money, and could still made something. We could still make something close to this, which will make it a total of 280. I mean, I'm quite sure we'll make a lot more. We move on from that particular topic here. The next item is this one here. Talks about Stuttgart have inquired about a loan deal for Trevor Chalobah. Looks increasingly likely it will be a loan if the centre back leaves. I think Chelsea will be looking to get a deal where the club that whatever club he goes on loan will be obliged to take him on a permanent come the end of the season. But let's see what happens. Maybe the club maybe wouldn't be in a hurry to let him go. Maybe they'd prefer him to leave on loan, play very well, which will in turn help beef up the amount of money they get should they end up selling him on a permanent. But I don't think, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't think he gets a chance to be play for the club again. Last season's we were forced to bring him back because we had injury issues at the time. Our defensive line was depleted. That yeah, even if it wasn't for his availability at the time, I think the only option would have been to go get an academy player, not who probably wouldn't be ready. Chalobah now going to Stuttgart. Yep, I've seen that too. Refuting this particular report, nothing official. But let's see. Maybe there's something to it. We don't know. Here again, Vince quoting BBC and Nizaki Silla saying there's a feeling that manager Enzo Maresca is a better fit for this club than Mauricio Pochettino was, and that players like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Nani Madueke will naturally improve as they mature together. Um, I don't. Okay, let me just say it. It's not much of an issue. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Wait, how many international loan spots do we have? I'm not sure, really. I think Wally Waldo probably he's well acquainted with that, with the rules governing, um, regulating maybe player movement structure, for lack of a more specific language there. Remaining, I honestly do not know. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Apparently, Chelsea board are happy with how Chalobah has handled his situation and could listen to offers for Disasi instead. I think we did address that particular report yesterday, and it's absolute horse dung. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's nothing to it. It's absolute horse dung. People making up some nonsense. The manager he did say during his presser yesterday, all the players that are training separately, that's it for them. They're not going to get a chance to play. Let me just remix that a bit. At least while he's still the manager, if in fact it was his decision. That those players are surplus to requirements. So as long as he's here, they're not going to get a chance to represent Chelsea, if that makes sense. Right, we move on. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along where we still have 182 people watching, but only 73 of those on YouTube. The rest on X. Keep dropping the likes. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. We have one more. Okay, he says we have one more international loan spot left. Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean we can still loan players out to Premier League clubs? I want to know because that is specific uh, to international clubs. You can say non-domestic clubs. I think that more accurate, accurate language, like right there. I'm talking about a Sancho. Sanchez, the goalkeeper, and Petrovic. Okay, not Sancho. You mean Sanchez, the goalkeeper, and Petrovic, who is to move to Strasbourg on a season-long loan. Okay, if left for you, Petrovic stays and takes the number one keeper shed. For me, I have to agree. I've come to agree that actually Sanchez does look like he's better on the ball than Petrovic. Honestly, let's see what else we have here. Good luck to Chalobah. He will be a great fit for any club in Europe. It depends on the club in question and what the manager at the club wants. I think the rules are we get 78 loan spots, three for the UK and five for international. So, okay. But you were specific with your comment there. That's specific to non-domestic clubs, if that makes sense. Yep. That's by the way, we have Jay in the house. So Jay, where do you want to come in? We don't have too much time. I think we'll be rounding up as soon as we address all the items we have lined up. We're gonna do a bit. You can say a bit of news hunting before we call it a day. But let's hear you. You can talk about Osimhen, whatever you want to come in, but currently we are talking about the feeling that Maresca is a better fit for the players we have than Mauricio Pochettino. Just 1 second here, Coach. What are you saying? Sancho is better on the ball. I'm beginning to believe that Robert Sanchez is better on the ball than Petrovic, and Sancho, the guy that the comments in the chat. The comment in the chat that we address the guy meant Sanchez, not Sancho. Yeah, but go ahead, Jay.
Players actually have and what Maresca wants to implement, there is a kind of a synchronized pattern in what they are doing, and it can be seen in the pattern of play that we have seen in the American tour, and also in the 2 or 3 matches that we have played in the season, two in the Premier League and one in the Conference League as well. So, despite the result against Manchester City, there were hints and there were signs that the gelling up pattern among the forwards and the midfield and the connection from the right from the goalkeeper to getting it through the midfield, through the wings, involving everyone. It was looking like, yeah, what he's trying to do, there are hints and patterns that it is being seen on the pitch. So it is a clear and obvious thing that we will say that Maresca's philosophy is more suited to these players rather than Pochettino. Now Pochettino did well, after the in the last maybe 10, 15 games that we had. He was
Mm.
doing well, but again, the style of and pattern was not really much evident because we all saw that he was not really dominating the ball as much. He was waiting for the opponent to, lose the ball, and then there were counter attacks to be done, and then individual brilliances of players, especially Cole Palmer. That is what was getting us to the line. So there wasn't really a topic or discussion that can be held that Pochettino had some style that was specifically suiting the players. Yeah, you can say one point that he did allow Palmer the freedom to do everything that he wanted to do, and he didn't really, stick him to any particular position.
And in all honesty, Jay, if we're being truthful, as brilliant as Palmer was under Pochettino, I think that creates a problem because when he's not playing, we're practically done. We didn't have a team. We were a one man team, which means when when the man in question isn't playing well, we're doomed. But right now, we're
Yeah.
seeing how quickly the man you could say he's building a team, and the whole thing is materializing quicker than a lot of people expect. But go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I mean, this is a really good point that you mentioned. Barring cases like Haaland, which will perform exceptionally brilliant, breaking every record, and the team is also in line with it. They are also performing equivalent, and they will go on to win titles. Barring such examples, most of the time that you will see that if you are getting a performance like this from a player that is scoring such a high number of assists and goals, that is a indication that the team is somewhere not doing much, because that in one individual player has to do a lot of things, and that is what we saw in the last season, that our team actually struggled, but Palmer was doing a lot of things because the others were failing to do it. So he had to take that responsibility. So ultimately, if Palmer doesn't get the GA, which I hope I'm not hoping that he doesn't get GA, but I have a vision that he will not be getting the same amount of goals and assists, and that is because the
But I think
responsibility
he will
have been
get a lot
shared.
more assists today, especially if he operates essentially more. I think he'll get a lot more assists than goals. He's not going to get as many goals as he got last season, but he will get, you can say, nearly twice as much as the assists he finished with, or maybe nearly more, even more than that. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe the overall GA numbers won't be that high, but yeah, the assist tally could be substantially a little larger. And that is again reiterating the same point that the responsibilities have been shared, and Maresca doesn't allow Palmer to do all the things. There are players in the team that has to actually, get up to that role, and they have to do their little parts. If you are not doing that thing, it is not like Pochettino that he will go on playing you. You will be literally removed from the team or the playing 11, and he will place someone else that will do that job. So it is a good sign that if not one player is doing all the job, and you see numbers across the forward line, you see goals and assists everywhere. That is a good sign. That is a signature of a team that is going to win trophies, and a successful season is coming towards them. This can be a hint of that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Again, the signs are good. Even when we lost to Man City, I wasn't concerned. I knew, yeah, it was never that game. I knew was never going to be easy, but I knew after that, I think we'll start seeing a lot of stuff that will lead to a lot of the fan base who's been questioning the hiring of the manager. It will lead to them looking at things and going, yeah. He may well be the right guy and start supporting the team the way they should. But that's, by the way, thank you so much for finding the time to join me on the panel, Jay. I sincerely do appreciate you. Mudrik needs to go too. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, it's in the house. Good morning to you too. Hope you're doing. I'm doing great. How about you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. It says, Jay, don't forget that Palmer is also our designated penalty taker. That's a 6 to 7 goals on the plate. And plus the sort of players we have, I think we'll probably win a lot more penalties. Felix can
Yeah,
win us
but
penalties. Yeah.
the case is same, coach, right? The Maresca has literally been out. I think it was in the US tour that he literally came out and said Palmer will be the only person that is going. When he's on the pitch, he will be the designated penalty taker. So that doesn't change any fact. He will be getting those penalties again this year. And despite
A
that, I
lot
see a
more,
decline in his
given that we
number.
have Felix.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, if Palmer is on the pitch, I think he will be taking all those penalties. Doesn't matter whether he has already taken or already got 2 or 3 goals. I think he will
Mhm.
also take the fourth one. If he's not there, then I think there is a hierarchy. You will see Nkunku maybe coming for the second, or Felix as well. There is a lot of persons who can take. And if we get Osimhen or Tony, believe me, there can be a striker is always more likely to take penalties. But I think when the Palmer is there on the pitch, there's not a question that who is going to take that penalty. So yeah, I agree with JC, but I think that situation is going to be the same. We are going to get the penalties, and Palmer will have those numbers again this year. And despite that addition, I think his numbers will be going a little down, and that's a good sign for the team because
Yeah,
everyone will be
it's a good
sharing.
sign indeed. But his assist numbers will go up, but the tally of his goals will drop. Maybe not significantly because he'll still be taking penalties. It will still be up. And if we can, and something else, I think your argument it makes perfect sense. But the fact that we're going to be winning a lot more penalties, given um, the way Felix operates, even in Kunkofi stays, we will be winning a lot more penalties, even with Pedro Neto. So maybe that may well
Yeah.
lead to his goal tally coming close to what it was, but I don't think it'd be anything. I don't think it'd be what it was exactly. It measure what he finished with last season. But go ahead if you want to add to that, or should I move on?
No, I think I'm done almost. Theoretically, you're right. There will be, because the philosophy of positional play, of keeping the possession and moving
Hmm.
forward with the ball, there will be a lot of bombarding of, several forwards at the same time in the box, and they are all very good with their feet. They know how to dribble as well. So on paper we can say that the chances of us winning penalties will actually go a lot of high, because all these players will be in the box at the same time, and they will be likely to dribble past defenders, and in such scenarios defenders will be more prone to making mistakes, which will eventually lead to penalties.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Thank you so much for this. That's why I always like to have you on the panel whenever time allows. Is Osimhen coming or not? I don't know. I just got out of an exam hall. Okay, I need to go into another one. Good luck. Good luck with your exams. Concentrate. Again, if he ends up joining Chelsea, you'd know. But just concentrate and finish with your exams, then come back and ask the question. But right now, nothing new has emerged. It's the same thing. I think we're waiting for his decision to decide on what he wants to do. The Saudis, they still have an offer on the table for him, and we did address a particular report that that says he will his camp and the Saudis will sit and have a conversation face to face today. And for us, we're still pushing, trying to get him. Where's that particular report here? That we've started discussing the payment terms with Napoli. That's a good sign, you could say, but not it doesn't that doesn't suggest that certainly he's coming to Chelsea. If that makes sense. So please, good luck with your exams and concentrate, get it done. If you join Chelsea, you're here. Good morning to you too, Femi Abiodun. My Niger bro, nice to see you down in music. Maybe in January try to sign Yana Oblak. Jan Oblak, I don't think he's the sort of goalkeeper we need. He's an excellent shot stopper, but his overall ability on the ball is questionable. I paid enough attention to know that yeah, that's not his thing. Now Oblak is still not. I mean, I don't think his age would be an issue. The goalkeepers, the older the better, in my opinion. They do age like fine wine. I rate Oblak highly, but I doubt he come to Chelsea at his age, and I don't think we want them. I don't think the manager would want him. He's not that. I don't think he's good on the ball at all. That's just my opinion. He's not the sort of goalkeeper we need. Mr. Totti, nice to see you. Good morning to you too. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us. I miss Petr Cech. Yeah, Petr Cech probably. If we had Maresca as our manager when we signed him, we're probably not going to look at him. He was an excellent shot stopper, but in terms of his ability on the ball, he's right now, nah, we're probably not going to look at him if that makes sense. Exams are important. Yep, keep busy, dude. Come back later and we'll talk. So we move on to the next item we have lined up here. I don't know, Jay. Here are the items we've addressed. Petrovic joining Strasbourg, our sister club, and you've talked about Osimhen and the Kepa Arrizabalaga joining Bournemouth after signing a 1-year extension. Wouldn't have let that happen had they not signed the deal. We also talked about how much we've made from player sales. This year, I think there's proven to be horse dunk. Not true that Trevor Chalobah, Stuttgart, that they've inquired about his availability. We've also talked about Enzo Maresca. Yeah, you did talk about that. Anything else? Anything you see there you want to comment on, or should I move on?
No, coach. Let's
All
just
right.
move
Thank you
on.
so much. Thank you, bro. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers. We're currently at 22,647. We have a total of 220 people watching, and only 108 on YouTube. The rest on X. If you're following the show on X, kindly drop a like on the video on X. Share the video to help us reach more people. The more likes we garner, the more the algorithm will be triggered to push the video to more people who will be interested in the topics we're discussing. Also, follow our X account. That way, whenever we go live, you'll be notified and you're not going to miss anything. Next item talks about Enzo Maresca. Hopefully, after the international break, both of Reece James and Romeo Lavia will be back. And I didn't know Lavia's injury was that serious. We were told it was just it was nothing serious. Even he did say something to that effect. That may well be the case. Chances are we're just being ultra cautious. We don't want to risk anything. I think we're being cautious with our players. Even Pedro Neto, I've heard we don't want to overload him, and that's the reason why he's not going to participate in in our game against Servette today away. Uh, but let me see just quickly. What about Leno? Who? Let's see. Osimhen. We know his tough upbringing, and if he comes to us and God forbid breaks his leg, all he will get is us our fans saying how unfortunate and how he's unable to return to form. Take that. It's up to him. He's already reached. If I'm being honest, but that's by the way, Jay. You have anything to say about let's say to be more specific here? I knew James was going to be out for a while. But I didn't know we wouldn't see Romeo Lavia until after the international break. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
I don't think, again, coach, that it's much of an issue with the players, especially the Lavia case. I think Maresca has this mindset that he don't want to really take any unnecessary risk with the player when you already got stacked players in the side which can do that role equivalently and maybe get us over the line. So. And Lavia, as you said, I saw on Twitter, he reposted, I don't know, it was a post in which it was a person was talking about how fans are not being serious about this thing and this is just a precautionary thing. He literally reposted it himself. That means he's saying it is that the injury is not that big. It's just a precaution thing. Why would you want your player to take unnecessary risk from coming back from the injury and get God forbid get injured again, and then the chances of him coming back from after international break being ready, it reduced as well. So I think this is a good thing. I'm not worried at all. Look, the Reece James case is a whole different case in itself, and discussions need to be made if this injury is a constant thing, which we are seeing from the last 1 or 2 years that it is recurring even after the
Mhm.
surgery. So there are concerns over there, but Lavia, I think, is just a precaution. And also consider the games that we are having. We are playing Servette. We should be literally easily, getting past that. We also had a 2-0 lead in that game. So that game doesn't require any of those players. And even Crystal Palace game, if we rest enough players today, I think the Crystal Palace game after 48 or 50 hours, I think we still have a good playing 11 to get through that game. So even if they were fit, I wouldn't have wanted them in the 15 or 16 member squad for the game. So I'm not worried about it at all. And yeah, hopefully we see fit and healthy Reece James and Romeo Lavia right after the international break.
Excellent. Since you're not worried, answering the next question will be a lot more easier for you. And Houston, his absence has led, and you can say the fact that what's his name, Moses could say the struggle, the beat, and he picked up in the second half and finished the game well. People led to people asking the questions why will let Andrea Santos and Leslie Guchico leave on loan. The question I want to ask you now is in his absence, who do you think can fulfill his role effectively for us beyond Moises Caicedo? It looks like he's still not quite there yet in terms of, should I say, he's still not on, you can say, in the same on the same wavelength as his teammates. I'm not sure how else to phrase it, but I'm quite sure you understand the point. If who else do you think is capable of fulfilling the Lavia role? I know he hasn't played too many games for us this season, but it was clear to everyone that yeah, he's probably one of our most important players in the midfield area. But let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Enzo and the number six or DM role shouldn't be even in the same sentence. So you can literally eliminate Enzo out of it because he's not
Mhm.
at all made for that role. Talking about Caicedo, he had some specific, attributes that can be used for defense, like his tackles. He had some good strides. He can also make some useless and silly fouls, which can lead to yellow or red cards sometimes, but that is also his armory as well that we saw in Ecuador's game that he uses it so well there. He can play that role, but he again cannot be designated as a six or DM again. It's a similar case to N'Golo Kante, where people wanted to, term him as a number six, a DM kind of a player, but he was not that player. He had a lot of other things to do. He was so brilliant, maybe, superhuman type of a player, That is why it didn't reflect. He didn't make that much of mistake, but he was not a proper DM at all. And I think it's a similar case with Caicedo as well. Now the absence of Lavia, which in just a little, 2, 3 games, he has shown that how important of a player he is for or for us. He does those little things. The DM role, specificity is so well, so good for us, and literally one of those players that saved us from embarrassing defeat against Manchester City. If I'm being honest, because
I think you're correct. He read the game so well. He was in pockets of spaces that usually Man City players are good at exploiting. He read the game on occasions. On that day, he was the reason why we didn't concede. And if anybody is questioning that argument, just go watch the game. Watch from the moment he was taken off what happened. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, keeping De Bruyne, Kovacic silent. I mean, Kovacic was really good, but for a major part of that game, he literally kept both Kovacic and De Bruyne. And we know the brand of KDB. To keep him silent is a big thing, and especially a player like Lavia, who hasn't played the whole of last season and just been coming to this new season. So the importance of that player is very, very much visible. And I mean, if Lavia was there against Wolves, I think there was a case that we could have kept a clean sheet as well. So that argument is there. Now, sorry to roam around. Coming back to the question, how do we fulfill that role? I think you can't really fulfill any individual person. You can't pick him and place there because that is not going to happen. The responsibility on the shoulders of both Caicedo and Enzo is multiplied because of the absence of Lavia. They together has to come together, maybe stay close to each other and understand each other and help each other. That way they can do a solid defensive role as well as moving the ball forward, which Enzo is doing well apart from his defensive incapabilities. So I think this is the only way possible for these 2 games. I'm pretty much optimistic that Lavia will be back for the game, and let's just hope that he
For
doesn't
what
get
game in
injured.
particular?
I mean, he will be back after the international break. These
Yeah,
2 games.
definitely. I think it's. I think we're just being cautious here. We want to be sure that he recovers fully before he getting him involved again. But go ahead.
And as mentioned by Bobby, KDH has to. I mean, Dewsbury Hall. I know it's a new team. It's a very, very big upgrade for him coming from the championship from Leicester straight away to a team like Chelsea. It will always be hard to, accommodate so quickly. But again, now that Lavia has been injured, the duty and the responsibility and the highlight will be on him for way more, and the likes of Bobby will kill him even more. So he has to also chin up a lot more and improve his game because he has been good in some parts, but he has not been the speed at which the whole team plays and the speed at which Dewsbury Hall plays. It looks like there is a mismatch. He is not at the pace of the whole team, and it will take time for him to come or reach that level. Now, let's not just go back to the
So
topic
you
of
haven't given up
Uguchuku.
on him like Bobby.
I don't think even Bobby has given up, but but yeah, obviously, I'm not literally not giving up on KDH this quickly. There has been like he's not. This is not only one season wonder for Dewsbury Hall. He has been in the Premier League with Leicester for a while. He has been good for the team. The fan base was crazy when Leicester sold it to us. So there are evidence that he's a good player. It's just that he's taking some time to really accommodate
Adapt.
yeah, adapt and accommodate to such a higher upgrade. But I think he will do good under under a more upgraded team, a more gel team, and a more these midfielders had to really know Maresca a little bit more, what he wants from them. I think they are a few times they are out of position, and that leads to spaces which are exploited by the opponent, which we saw for a small part against Wolves in the first half as well. So yeah, I mean the whole thing is you can't really replace Lavia. You just have to integrate all these 3 members, the other 3 midfielders, and they have to take the responsibility of the gap that Lavia has left behind.
And let's the fact that we're discussing how Lavia's absence has led to us has cost us. You could say how his absence is a problem for us. Would you say that letting Leslie Ugochukwu and Andrea Santos leave on loan was a mistake?
Yeah, I was coming on that thing. Although it looks like, look, revisionism and coming back in time and making arguments like this is very easy thing. But in that time, you will always prefer that you want a young guy who is obviously not going to get that amount of time under the likes of Enzo and Caicedo and Lavia. He's obviously not going to get that
And
much
I
of
think we
time.
should
So you
add
will
Renato
always,
Vega to that number because we've seen him play the DM role,
yeah.
even if it's yeah. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, so I mean, they have to come together and make that role themselves. And that's a good point, actually. I forgot it. Maresca is known for his inverting role, inverting the fullbacks into the midfield. So, which he has seen, which we haven't seen like a regular pattern in all those games. He is, and that's a good thing. He's not really specific to that one thing, which I thought he will be. He's going to, that is going to be his motto, and he's going to do that in every game. But we have seen that he's gone with traditional fullbacks, which are overlapping and underlapping. It's not always, Gusto is not always getting into the midfield. He's doing the overlapping thing a lot. So now that Lavia is not there, maybe he will use this armory to his benefit, and maybe Vega and Gusto can be used to help, and even Cucurella can be used to solidify that defensive part of that midfield.
Yeah, it makes sense, and the fact that it's inverting the fullbacks isn't something that he does constantly. I think that mitigates the issue or reduces the fear that people that we will get find out. That's the specific language that people use in X or on social media. He's flexible, more overall. That makes me happy. But by the way, I don't know if you've heard about our interest in Benfica, a centre back. Yep, not Thomas, Thomas Arajo. He's a ball playing centre back, excellent on the ball. You can say it's that sort of. You could say, what's the language I'm looking for? Let's just call him a ball playing centre back, but he's good overall. He can put in tackles, good aerially also. Pick, he's excellent. He has excellent passing range too. I don't know if you have anything to say about him, or should we move on? It looks like we're serious, and some rumors suggest that we've also made contact with Benfica, trying to find out how much he will go. He be going. They'd sell him for. And some rumors suggesting that PSG are also interested, but they will only make a move for Thomas if Milan Skriniar leaves for Saudi Arabia. But let's hear if you have anything to add to that. Okay, it looks like Jay is gone. Looks like he has connection issues. He's not there with me. Um, Let's see if it comes back. But despite it, I'm going to move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes. Understand the likes do go a long way. Look. I wouldn't join the camp of fans preaching for the club to sign Thomas Arajo. I don't know how you pronounce his last name correctly, because I don't know him, and I'm not into that behavior of deciding that the player is good enough by just watching comps. But it's been all positive from all the fans that, again, from those that know him very well. They've been saying all good stuff about him, how good that he's an excellent defender, reads the game very well, good on the ball, has excellent passing range. Some describe him as Rose Royce of a player and all that. And I don't know him. I haven't even taken my time to even watching his comps. If I'm going by that alone, I'd say he's good, but I'm not into that behavior. I'm sorry about that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll try to address it. And if I can, I'll pretend I don't see it. But by the way, right now we go news hunting. And my favorite place to do the news hunting thing is on the my friend and brother Vincent's Twitter feed, X feed, maybe not Twitter feed anymore. Uh, that sounds strange to say X feed. Okay, I think it's ready. Let me open it again. Let's see what has emerged since the show started. Why is it blank? It's fully loaded. I'm not sure why it is. Okay, there you go. We have it there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have 71 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. I don't know how much time we have. We're done. We're through with addressing all the items we have lined up. So now we're news hunting, and we are on Vincent's Twitter feed, if X feed. If you haven't, please go subscribe. Here's a quick one of those. That are again always one of the first accounts to inform you on it if anything new emerges. And yep, he's that good. The first item here talks about that he's quoting Guardian Sport, which reads, "If Jadon Sancho departs on a permanent deal, the players' preference is Chelsea. Though Juventus are still keen, there may be finance to consider acquiring Raheem Sterling from the West London club. It was never going to be easy. Raheem Sterling is, if not, I'm not sure. I think after Romelu Lukaku, he he became Chelsea's top earner. Whether United, whether they'd be willing to accommodate his salary, I don't know. It's up to if he's willing to take a pay cut. But I told people he doesn't sound. It doesn't sound as if Raheem Sterling is looking to take a pay cut. Why do I say that? The comment, that was the statement that was released by his camp at the time, has, you can say, comes. If you paid attention to it very well, they're saying we have a contract with you. We're not going anywhere. Of course, that's me. My interpretation of that. That's the statement that they released at the time. If you want us gone, you'd have to pay us off, and we're not in a hurry to leave. We're here to make it work. So, and then we did see address another report which read something to the effect of that Raheem Sterling is open to having a conversation with the club, to discussing with the club to find a solution. What's the solution? It's clear he's surplus the requirement. The manager doesn't want him, and the manager has made that open. The handwriting, you could argue, is as bold as can be on the wall. On the wall, you don't even need glasses to see it. So he's realized, yeah, his time at Chelsea is done. He's trying to make the most of it. In what sense? Get Chelsea to pay him off. Even let's say 70 million pounds is the total amount that the club owes him if you take your time to calculate it. So if he can get 50% of that, that's a lot of money. So he knows let me use you can say a language. I know you understand what I mean by that. He has the club where he hurts them. The owners where he hurts them, and if he pulls his hand, they'll be in a lot of pain. I know you get that. I don't want to be too graphic here. But, you get the gist. So my point is, the the report that suggests that, yeah, he's open to speaking with the club to find a solution. It's simple. What solution? Money is a solution. How much are we willing to pay him for him to leave? Otherwise, he'd be okay with sitting it out, and every week automatically he gets paid. And I don't think it's one of those assigned the heavily incentivized contracts. No. So yeah, it's we've always known that it's going to be difficult, and the club probably realized that he's not looking to leave. It will take some special contract offer from, you can say, some rich club from Saudi Arabia to turn his head, to get him to say, yeah, you know what, I'm leaving. Had the club not done what they did to him already, I'm not saying they did anything wrong to him or not handled it the way they handled it, you'd hear him say, yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay and fight for my place, which the accurate interpretation would be, yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm going to sit here and be earning money, and if you want me gone, pay me off. So it's a complicated situation, not that simple, really. And if if we're looking to see if United can come take him off of us, United would want him to take a pay cut. Would he do that? I don't know. So let's move on from that particular report. This one here, that's just Vince's opinion, so no need to dwell on that. We move on to see, okay, Ivan Toney. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 75 likes, 25 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. We have a total of 209 people watching the show, 85 on YouTube, the rest on X. If you're following the show on X, kindly do us a favor. Take a second, drop a like on the video for us, share the video, and follow our X account. Do the same for us on YouTube. 25 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make that happen. And Idonta, thank you so much. I appreciate you. So this particular report here says that the word from Brentford is that Ivan Toney may stay at the club. Chelsea and Al Ali have shifted attention to Victor Osimhen. It's complicated because I don't think Al Ali wants Toney, and at the same time wants both Toney and Victor Osimhen. I think the plan has always been to get one of the two strikers, and I think it's the same for Chelsea Football Club. So it'd be difficult for one of the two clubs, Al Ali or Chelsea, yeah, definitely will end up securing the signature of Victor Osimhen. And the loser, the club that loses out, will probably shift focus to Ivan Toney. Whether they'd have time enough to still pull off the deal, I don't know, honestly. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 24 more likes to get it to 100. And once again, to those of you who are following the show, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. But yeah, we'd like you to do us one favor, one tiny bitty favor. Please do take a second, drop a like on the stream for us, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, to help us get to 23,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Currently, we are at 22,649 subscribers. We can do better than 77 likes. More likes. Namaya, I see what you're trying to do there. Just do exclamation, more likes. You can just say more likes. Well, Namaya, thank you so much. I appreciate that. At least you tried. So let's move on. See what else comes up here. We have this particular report about Jadon Sancho. Chelsea are still working on a deal to sign Jadon Sancho from Manchester United. A loan to Juventus is the other option for the United winger. And rumors are that his preference would be to join Chelsea Football Club. He's a London boy. And I will never forget how you can argue strongly, vehemently, if you prefer, Nini from Blue Lions TV preached for Chelsea to sign him, and it didn't happen. I don't know why he's a struggle at United, and he went back to Dortmund and on loan, and he did very well for them too. But that's by the way. I'm not sure. If you're not too sure what we're trying to do here, Fabrizio Romano, whenever he reported about our interest in Jadon Sancho, he's always said we're waiting for, he used the language, the specific language he used in his report is that we're waiting for a let me just say good opportunity. That may not, those two words, no, I think one of them, we're looking for opportunity. For me, my understanding of that report is that we're looking for Jadon Sancho joining us and United taking Raheem Sterling off of us. And yeah, he did say in that particular report that we be interested in taking Jadon Sancho, but only if Man United will take one of Ben Chilwell or Raheem Sterling from us. And I think also you could say the detail is what is in, you could say is in what Chelsea did not say. They'd also be looking for Jadon Sancho to take a pay cut. I think he earns I'm not sure what is his current salary. Let me check. Sorry, I think probably on par with Raheem Sterling, or maybe earning a higher salary than Raheem Sterling. But whatever it is, I don't think we want him on the sort of wage that he is on at Manchester United. So what we're looking is again to get rid of Raheem Sterling and then get a player that has a selling value. Yeah, even if we sign him, manage with him throughout the season. If he proves to be an excellent signing for us, he stays. If we decide to move him on, we get a more sizable fee from his sale than we can get from Raheem Sterling. So for me, I think Chelsea are seeing that deal from a business perspective, not from a footballing perspective. But you cannot lose because don't get me wrong, Jadon Sancho is a fine footballer, but I don't think we'll be looking to sign him on the sort of salary that he's on at United. I think we're looking for a way out of the Raheem Sterling, you could say, uh, conundrum, or maybe Raheem Sterling issue. Issue is a more specific language there, and then get a player who has a sell-on value, even if we end up paying him something close to what Raheem Sterling is earning, with sell him and make a sizable fee from his sell. In my opinion, but Jay is back online, and I want to get his opinion on what he makes of Chelsea's pursuit of Jadon Sancho. Thank you, Jay, for joining back. Let's hear you, brother.
Yeah, first of all, sorry, coach. There was a
No
connection
worries.
issue. I was,
No worries,
yeah.
brother.
This Sancho deal, it has literally raised questions all around, and people are having debates about it. In my eyes, I will just mostly repeat what you said. He's a very good footballer, and one of the prospect that was that it looked like he will be one of those key players for United going forward in the future. But it didn't turn out like that for them, and. Now, is it what happened with him at United? Everyone can actually discuss about it. Particularly, in my opinion, I think it's a case about the manager. I think El Ten Hag and Sancho just doesn't fits together. The manager's idea and managers maybe understanding of football and what the player wants doesn't really suit it well, and then the controversy created. And sometimes when you reach a point in a controversy, then that you just cannot come back. It has been gone a little too far, and that is the case what happened with them. Now, if he was a washed footballer, he would have literally been washed everywhere. But we saw how good he was in the Champions League. I saw a few matches in the UEFA Champions League, and he was really good for Dortmund. He actually won, I guess, one or two Man of the Match awards as well. So he was doing good. He was in good shape, and his form was also promising. Uh, there can be a case about the leagues, maybe the Bundesliga. The levels of Bundesliga cannot be that high, but then you can't make the same point for Champions League. You are playing actually much, better teams and higher opponents under that environment. To perform there is a bigger thing. You can't ignore that. So that thing, I think we can put aside. That is he washed, or is he really still got something in him? I think he still has a lot to offer. He still has that potential in him, and contrary to some other people's thought, I think he will suit really well to Maresca and what Chelsea is building. The players that are there at Chelsea and what Sancho can offer, I think it suits really, really well. But the main question, the elephant in the room is, do we need him? And the straight and simple answer to that is no, we don't need him. It will be an addition. And in any other circumstance, you won't be taking Sancho to Chelsea at all. But since we got we got our own elephant in our cobum in our club, that is Sterling. So we want to bring that Sterling out of the room. Uh, so you have to take into consideration the Sancho thing. I will personally do that deal if it allows us to let Sterling go, and and let me be open to this thing that Sancho will take a pay cut. He and Chelsea won't offer him the same wages that he's getting at Manchester United. And
And,
if
and
he
if he
has
if
a
he take he's at 250, I think. Where's that? And if he takes a pay cut, it will be a huge W all round for us. We now have a player who's sellable. You can say has a selling value given his age. He's still young. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. That will be again the same thing about Osimhen that we people are discussing. When a player takes a wage cut, it either just shows his mentality, especially in Chelsea's case, the structure that we have built up that will be incentivized to increase in the wages. So if you perform well, if you achieve some personal goals, reach some landmarks, then you will have increase in those wages with time. The example being Cole Palmer. So that shows the mentality of the player, that he wants to improve, that he trusts himself to, he wants to back himself to reach those goals. And Sancho is a similar case to what João Felix case was. He struggled in his career for the last 2 3 years, never really got a good club which he can actually call a home, and the potential was just getting wasted here and there. It's a similar case. João Felix deal, I love that so much because he willingly take that wage cut because he knew that he needed stability in his career going forward now. After the Benfica time, straight away to Atletico, to Barcelona, nothing was working for him. He take that wage cut because he trusted himself. If Sancho does the same thing, I think we can be very, very welcoming to his move to Chelsea. But again, the thing is, I want Sterling to move the other side, and I think the owners, the one condition that we are hearing that the owners want is that the Sancho deal will only happen if they are willing to take Sterling. And now, in recent report, it is being said that the Manchester United hierarchy actually appreciates Sterling a lot. So there are chances that this deal may go on. Now, going forward with Chelsea, looking at what we
Just go ahead.
are,
I'll be
what
back
we,
in a few seconds, Jay. Go ahead. I'll be back in a few
yeah,
seconds.
looking at the situation at Chelsea, the left hand side, we got Modric and Sterling, right? Like, of course, we got addition, but those are the two players that from last season that are specifically targeting that left hand side role. I think Sterling may be out for after this, and now you got, of course, that's Pedro Neto, but let's just focus on the aspect of Modric and Sancho. I think this is a hypothetical situation. I think the ownership is kind of taking a roadmap in their map that if we bring in Sancho on, of course, the wages that they want according to their rules and regulations, I think going forward, if Sancho outperforms Mudryk, and Mudryk will have a competition now. He has been not performing for the 2 years. All the Mudryk fans, I'm really sorry, but there has been time. It is 2 years. This year is very important for him. Now that Mudryk, if Sancho comes and Mudryk is literally a competitor for him, now that still Mudryk doesn't perform, then the ownership will say, yeah, Sancho is our deal. We will keep Sancho, and they will literally after maybe 1 or 2 years let Mudryk go, and Sancho will be the perfect replacement. So that can be a a roadmap that they might be thinking in their head since Mudryk is not performing. So because we are losing two left wingers, hypothetically, Sterling might go, and Mudryk, if doesn't perform, he may also go. So there is a chance, there is a void in the left hand side that needs to be filled. Despite that, we got Neto and Felix. I think on the left hand, a traditional left winger, I think Sancho can be that guy. If Mudryk fails, this will be literally a thing that they might have imagined in their head, and I see it working. I'm sorry to say, but I don't see the signs of progress in Mudryk's performance. So let's hope he proves me wrong. But if he doesn't, I think then the Sancho thing can be a futuristic approach for Chelsea.
Yeah, and hopefully, I don't know if you've seen comparison stats online showing that Sterling is actually better. His output is better than all the Manchester United forwards. Yeah. Um, and most of them, let me just go because all the names weren't on that one that I looked at. I think you can look it up yourself, do the comparisons yourself. So maybe that will push them to come for him and take him off our books if he's willing to take a pay cut. But I think he will not be in a hurry to leave. Probably trying to see if we're going to pay him something sizable before he agrees to leave, because rumors are there aren't shortage of clubs willing to come for him, but they're waiting to see if he's going to take a pay cut. Moving on from the Sancho thing, this is more on Victor Osimhen. This is Jacob Steinberg 22 minutes ago. More negotiations today for Victor Osimhen. Chelsea have alternatives, but it doesn't sound like they are sure on going for Ivan Toney. Yeah, his age for me shows it's an issue. And Jay, I'll just be going through the items we have here. And if you want to come in anytime, you go ahead. If you're on the chat, if you have any questions, drop it there. We try to address it. We need 15 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. Also, Vince here quoting Jacob Steinberg. Cautious optimism from Chelsea and Victor Osimhen. Feeling is he wants to join and can be convinced to sign a deal within their pay structure, but competition from Saudi remains fierce. Here's the thing. I still think he ends up joining Saudi Arabia, but let's see what happens. Let me see. Big up to you too, the blue tip again. Big up, bro. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And he has a question for us before we move on. He says, how realistic is it to expect Osimhen to replicate what Costa and Drogba did at Chelsea? He needs to reduce his wages drastically or just go to Saudi Arabia. I'm not too keen on Tone, but he's less of a risk. It's simple, yeah. I can't believe you're making this much sense this morning, and the first thing you typed there wasn't to have a go at me. But big up to you too. Much love. Much love to you, bro. I agree. Tone is less again. He carries lesser risk than Osimhen. He's played in the Premier League, done well in the Premier League. Yeah, probably better. I don't know. Let me not go that far. Let me just go stick with the fact that he carries lesser risk than Osimhen. I don't know. Jay, you have anything to add to that, or should we just move on?
Uh, the comparison between Tony and Osimhen is fair enough. Both of them are really good strikers, and one is Premier League proven, and the other one is actually has taken the world stage on fire with his performance. He was actually good the last season, and prior to that, before his injury, I think he was really phenomenal for Napoli to win that Scudetto title. So. Um, that comparison is fair. People will literally make their argument. I personally think that Tony will be like immediate effect, hitting the ground running. That will be Tony because he has, of course, that Premier League. He knows the environment. He knows the teams. He knows the defenders. A lot of things works in his favor. He will be good. But the major factor that is the age difference, as you mentioned. He's already 28. Osimhen is 24, 25 if I'm not wrong. I think so. I think there is a 3 or 4 years age gap, and the owners will consider this factor. And hence, we are seeing multiple reports that Osimhen is the first priority, and if that doesn't happen, maybe they will go with Tony. So although I prefer Tony, but I also consider the age factor. I want to build, a relationship since all the other players are on such high contracts for a lengthy run to till 2032, 33, 30. So I want a striker who will be here for 5, 6 years, hopefully. And I want to build a relationship among those players, just like what City and Arsenal are doing. And I think considering that approach, I think Tony might be a little on the opposite side because he might be faded away after 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and we know the attitude issue of Ivan Tony as well. So you have to consider all those things. But yeah, overall, we need a striker, and we have placed ourselves really well. And the last days, people argue that why are we, taken this thing till the very last day or last days of the window. I think that's a good thing because now, if we miss out on one striker, the other one is literally lined up. There are two clubs and there are two players. Each one of them will get something, as per my understanding. And I think
But
that's
do
a
you
very good
think
situation.
let's say the whole thing the first one I think both clubs will probably are bent on getting Osimhen. One of them gets Osimhen. Do you think the club that misses out on Osimhen will have enough time to get the deal of the other striker over the line?
We have to consider the two windows, the Premier League or the European window, to be specific, ends maybe on Friday, right? After two days. So, and the Saudi window actually lasts a lot long. So, the Saudis will have the option to actually complete the deal. If Chelsea are to, fails on the deal and it literally goes on till the last hours, then there is a problem. But I think for the players, there won't be an issue because the Saudi window opens for a little longer, so they will have the time. Until then, they will have a certain answer because Chelsea will be out of the picture. So for the players, I think it's set. For Chelsea, it will be a little problematic if we don't set the deal aside or maybe 24 hours back. I want the deal to be concluded today, at least on paper.
Hmm. Yep, let's see what happens. We're still pushing. We've already addressed the report that says more negotiations today for Victor Osimhen. Chelsea have alternative, but it doesn't sound like they are sure on going for Ivan Toney. So probably that's a sign that we will do whatever we can to get the Osimhen deal over the line. Osimhen has just accepted a pay cut. Where did you see that? Where did you see that? I haven't seen that. Osimhen will guarantee Chelsea titles. He's a winner. We have to consider how the manager likes to play. Kevin Mbanugo Dalon. One day, I appreciate you finding the time to join us. I'm gonna need him. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. And Kevin Mbanugo, okay, he's saying Osimhen and Palmer is the newest version of Lampard and Drogba. Palmer is more equipped than Lampard. They're two different profile players. In my opinion, I wouldn't compare them. What happens to Nkunku with all these stories of Chelsea scalping the market for a striker? Nkunku is a hybrid number 9. I think it's clear that we're looking at a striker that's more of a traditional number 9. Plus, again, a plus is you being able to drop deep and participate in the play and be a creator for your teammates. And bro, as much as I appreciate you saying this or coming into my camp, I'm suspicious of you. The fact that you're being way too nice to me. I'm not too sure what what to make of that. Let's see what happened. Yeah, we've addressed that. And this one here is saying, is Osimhen coming to Chelsea? Jawblaze plus 55. I don't know how you place 55. I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly. We're not sure. It's looking like it's gonna happen, but I'm not sure. Gui needs Mark Gui needs a loan. I think we'll figure that out. If for certain that Osimhen is going to join, I think we'll get him to leave on loan. Um, Give me 1 second here. Let me take care of something. I'll be right back quickly. Apologies, guys. One of my boys just woke up, and whenever he's up, the first thing he does is look for me. So let's see what else we have here. Hi to you too. Manchester is red. Okay, good. Sancho to Chelsea. Any news? We're pushing. Chelsea are pushing. If I know you want him gone, if that's what you're here to hear, it may well happen, but I think you have to take Raheem Sterling from us. Football is all about goals over style all day, morning. Lovely house, nice to see you, Adebayo Markunchu. Nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. I mean, Osimhen should accept a pay cut. Okay, now I get what you're saying. Osimhen overrated a price. For me, the price isn't an issue right now. Yeah, because if the Napoli are willing to accept anything south of 100 million, the price has dropped, and I'm south of actually 80 million euros. Welcome, Victor, to Chelsea. King Salim, do you think it's happening? Why are you saying welcome, Victor, to Chelsea? Bye. Sorry, keep Harry Maguire. We don't want him. You can keep him. Thank you for being nice, but yeah, keep Harry Maguire. But let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And before we sign Sancho, you probably you'd have to take Raheem Sterling or bench you from us. But keep Maguire. Nothing new here. Let's move on. Let's see if anything new has been much. We've addressed this one. A cautious optimism. We've addressed that one. This one here, Premier League veteran Tony Cote on Raheem Sterling. Okay, let's see anything new. His comment. I think Arsenal will be a good move for him. Please, they should come for him. They should come for him. Harveyville to Al Ittifaq is off. No personal terms agreed, and the Saudi club have now ended talks. So he was willing to go there. I don't know if you were listening yesterday when I was saying when we talked about how the Saudis they are signing younger and younger and younger players from Europe, which means the older players, what's his name, Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, Victor Osimhen. If you refuse to go there now, you may well not get that chance again, because they have a lot of good players there. So convincing players to join the league is no longer an issue because there are lots of fine players there. But let's hear your thoughts, Jay, if you have anything to add to that. The fact that Harveyville was in conversation with them, why
Yeah, it was.
the deal fell through, I don't know, but let's hear you.
Well, it when it came out, it was a surprise to me. Remember, 2 or 3 years back, this guy was literally he was going to be the face of the new
Academy.
Chelsea team. Yeah,
Mhm.
he was coming out from the academy. He actually got some chances for the for the main team, and didn't really impress me. But I guess that was where the guillotine actually was thrown at his neck. I think it was clear that he's not up to that level, unfortunately. But a Saudi move at that age came out as a surprise. And the price, come on, man, 400K, 500K, something like that. We are dealing in millions, and although he hasn't achieved
But
anything, but
for
still,
400, the transfer fee, not even salary, weekly salary.
yeah, transfer fees 500K or 400K. That's very, very low comparing to the standards of the Saudi money that they usually offer. But I don't know. The personal terms never agreed. You are saying that he was keen on the move, which is a surprise to me because in my mind, I think maybe he was not really, up to shifting to Saudi Arabia. Maybe that could be the case. But anyways, man, doesn't really affect us. He might get a loan to the lower championship sides.
Yeah, I think so. And I'd be hesitant. I think you're looking at the Sancho deal from the wrong perspective, wrong angle or perspective, if you prefer. We're looking to get rid of Lukaku. Sorry, Raheem Sterling. And if United want him, if they want him, they we say, okay, if you want him, we're telling them we can take Sancho from you, but you have to take Raheem Sterling. It's a way of us getting rid of Sterling and getting a younger player that we know United are desperate to get rid of. So if we can do that, we still have the burden of his salary, but he's younger and he has a selling value, which we can sell him for a lot more money if he plays a season or two and does well. So the concern for how we're going to accommodate Pies and Estival Willian, for me, isn't much of an issue for the club right now. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. So don't go too far. Just look at it as we're trying to solve a problem here, but at the same time, we want to solve a problem and still win. Because getting rid of Raheem Sterling, irrespective of how you view his situation, will involve us paying him some money. Um, you believe it will happen? Okay, let's see if it happens. And this he says, if it happens tonight, I will be happy. Of course, we'll all be happy. It doesn't matter when it happens. But if you ask me, I prefer Tone over Victor. A lot of people do. It depends on who you ask. Let's see anything else to address here. We'll be rounding up soon. Let's just catch up. I have to get ready and take my boys to school. We'll go back to the presentation window. Give me 1 second here. Fabrizio Romano's tweet. Okay, let me check. Hopefully, you're looking at the correct Fabrizio Romano. So Osimhen here. We've addressed this one. Have we? Osimhen's clan have okay. They've flatly denied he is heading to Al Ali. But the scenario is not that different. Either an agreement is found with Chelsea or Osimhen, now tired of the long push and pull, okay, with the European clubs, will listen to Al Ali's offer. Um, 37 minutes ago. So where's Fabrizio Romano? Let me see if he said anything. Just give me 1 second. Um,
And,
go
looks like
ahead.
basically the same thing. I mean, looks like
So
it's basically the
recycling,
same
right?
thing, nothing really new. Yeah, it's just recycling the news.
He does that all the time, nothing much. So if you have any questions in the chat, please drop it in the chat and we'll try to address it. Let me see. Okay, it's saying 6 minutes ago, Victor Osimhen saga open with Al Ali and Chelsea in talks with Napoli and player. Okay, the only progress is that we're now talking with Napoli. Before it was just the players' camp. Chelsea are still in talks with Osimhen about salary, ready to offer loan with obligation to buy. I think that's probably the only thing we'll be looking. And I think Osimhen will be okay with that because he'd know that irrespective of what happens, he has a permanent home at Chelsea. His concern was that he was just going to be on loan, and then at the end of the season, we could turn around and say, "Yeah, we're not interested." So I think FFP is the reason why we're pushing for this option. Al Ali offers 25 to 30 million euros a salary net per year until 2023, with management in Italy for negotiations. Okay, their management, they are in their camp. They have people in Italy negotiating with Osimhen and Napoli. Jay, were you going to say something?
Now, just read the comment about the beautiful game. He's saying a loan with an obligation to buy sounds much better. The way if he flops, we can return to the sender. I don't think obligation to buy works that way. You don't have the option to actually send him back.
Mhm. Yep, 9 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen, people. We still have 92 people watching the show on YouTube, 233 in total, 92 on YouTube. The rest on X. Let's get it to 100 likes. Just 9 more, we can make that happen. But if we end after the news hunt, we will call it a day. It will get to 100 eventually as more people watch and like. Along with an obligation to buy. Let me see that again with the Bluetooth game. Sounds much better that way. If it flops, we can return to sender. With an obligation, you cannot. Can you, Jay?
I wish, but no, it can't
No.
happen that way.
Yeah, with an
Uh,
obligation to buy simply means however it turns out, he's yours. I think
I mean,
on
it's a,
loan first option is simply for FFP and PSR so that it goes into the book as a new purchase
exactly.
coming what's the term for it? But go ahead with what you were saying, Jay.
No, no, that's just the same point that you said. It's only a permanent move. It is a permanent move, but it's just that you are not paying the payment right now due to, balancing the books for the next season or the upcoming cycle. Just
Yeah.
that. Otherwise, it's
And
a
that's
permanent
yeah.
move.
Yeah, that's the sort of favor clubs do for clubs. So hopefully Napoli will agree because I'm sure the Saudis will pay. Again, they're not gonna be going for that option. They have the money, but if they do us that favor, they will. Chances are they come from one of our players another time, and we do them. You can say we'll return the favor. BF is saying, "Hey coach, I hope you do. I'm doing good. I can't complain. How about you? Do you think we will get Osimhen? What's your honest opinion?" My honest opinion, I'm not too sure, but I would go with 70-30, leaning towards him going to Saudi Arabia and not Chelsea. That's a small opinion. When will the window close? September 1st or August 30th? What's the date again, Jay?
Uh, I think it's Friday. I don't know. It's just 2 days more. I think it's this whole day and the next day, maybe.
Yeah. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 6 more to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. Get rid of the obligation. Yeah, they're not gonna Napoli will not listen to you. Even though Simem doesn't want it to be just a loan that could lead to Chelsea at the end of the season saying, no, we don't want him. Osimhen is overhyped. Wow. Wow. Okay. Overpaid and unproven. Why are we persisting with this money? Grabbing a prima donna. Here's something I'm gonna say. I have my reservations with regards to Osimhen overall ability as a footballer. Now, I'm not saying he's a
Hmm.
bad footballer. Whether again, let me say from the perspective of whether he will fit the way the manager likes to the application of the manager's approach to football or not. Um, I think he's proven. If anything, there are concerns. His injury record, again, I think it's proven. but that's just my opinion anyway. But keep dropping the likes on. The likes do go a long way. How many likes? Five more to get it to 100, and we still have 104 people following the show on YouTube. Let's make that happen. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, "Coach, in talks to join the H place. You, not me. And look at me reading that with all seriousness. We definitely don't need Sancho. Where will Felix and Nkunku play? I think again, you are looking at the deal from the wrong perspective. It's just us trying to get rid of Raheem Sterling, getting in a younger player who probably most definitely would take a pay cut, and with the belief that he's going to do well. Yeah, at Chelsea. And the truth remains, had it not been for Sterling's salary, I don't think we'd be looking to move him on. Maybe performance-wise, we'll still be looking to move him on. So Sancho for us is a win-win situation, more of an investment than Raheem Sterling is for us right now because he's still at Chelsea. If that makes sense. The more I think of this, still it comes across as not good for you, right? Okay, let's see. Vic is saying window closes tomorrow, the 30th of August. Thank you for that information. But concentrate at work, Vic. I don't need your help. Window ends tomorrow midnight. Thank you so much for that information. Wow. Who you call it? Who's that guy? Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we have here.
Yeah,
Victor Osimhen saga.
that information,
Go ahead.
that could have been transferred politely. No need of
Yeah.
calling clowns.
Yeah, and this is saying Victor Osimhen's saga open with Al Ali and Chelsea in talks with Napoli. I think we've addressed that particular report. Chelsea are still in talks with Osimhen. Yeah, we've addressed something. But Daniel, thank you so much for that update. Deadline August 30th, 11 p.m. UK time. Thank you. A new tweet again. Okay, the one you shared. Okay, we've addressed that particular tweet, didn't we, Jay?
Yeah,
Nothing
I
new
don't
has
think there's
emerged.
anything new. No, no, nothing new.
Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Osimhen is a top striker, Kevin Mbanago is saying, and have done it in three different leagues and have equally done it against Chelsea, Leicester, and Liverpool. For me, I'm going to go back to saying to say that he's unproven, I think is wrong. You could stick with his overhyped. I'll take that. I have reservations. His all around play for me questionable, but I wouldn't go to the extent of saying that he's overhyped. Jay, anything else you want to add to that so we can get what we're looking at here and call it a day?
No, no, coach. You can move forward.
All right, thank you so much. So we have yep, no move to Stuttgart expected for Trevor Chalobah currently exploring different options, so he could still leave. So these yeah, contradicts the initial report that suggests that Stuttgart that they've inquired about his availability. This particular report, everything is still quiet on Angela's side. That late injury late last season when he started playing regularly for Strasbourg, to be more specific, there has done him dirty. This is just Vince's opinion, anyway. Let's see. Yeah. So I don't know. Let's talk about this was one of the hilarious things, the funny things that I saw on X this early. Was it late yesterday or early this morning? I don't know, but I saw it this morning. Mbappe's account was hacked. I know it's off topic, but it's what Jay, did you see like rival fans picking and choosing part of the messages that his account was used to post uh you could say just Arsenal fans choosing where he said Chelsea is washed and all that. I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to add. If you have anything to say about that, go ahead. Otherwise,
it
we'll
was
be able to
crazy. It
move
was
on.
actually crazy when I actually woke up and saw this few tweets. I was actually heartbroken. I thought such a big player just calling my club such a bad word. I was disheartened, and then I looked forward more and saw a few of other tweets, and then I said, "There's something wrong. There's something fishy." It is coming up from Kylian Mbappe, but it looks like someone is behind the screen, which smells like a United fan. So yeah, it was funny, actually, really funny. And you are right; they were picking and choosing what they like, Arsenal fans. He did say something bad about Chelsea, but then later on he also said that the whole of London is, shit. So yeah, doesn't prove anything.
Yeah. But the part that Arsenal fans like the most, yeah, you get it, and the reason
Yeah.
why that's the case. We have in the house Constantine Dunn. Big up to you, brother. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to join us. Hello to you too, Mr. Dante, for joining us. And we have you seen Osimhen's Mrs. I can, if I show you Haaland's Mrs. Two, you'd scream, Mr. T. It depends. Everybody. Drama has missed. Who else? A lot of them. Comps are comps. Don't judge by comps alone. Take your time. Watch the player for 90 minutes, multiple games. That's why I don't judge players by comps. And that's why when we start looking at Chelsea start looking to sign a particular player, I don't just tell you that that player is good after watching their comps alone, if that makes sense. Yeah, there are comps of Haaland misses. I think you'll find them if you check. We have talked about this before. Even though I'd still tell you, I really do not want Chelsea to sign Osimhen for reasons I've explained 1,000 times. But I'd say don't judge him by the comps alone. And some people started judging him by his performance during the AFCON, and I told them don't do that. Even though I don't want my club to sign him, but I don't think it's wise to sign to judge a player uh, by his performance in a particular competition or by comps of his misses. But I get where you're coming from. Dante, thank you so much for that, brother. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. And the Prince is here, according to the bench. Big up to you too, brother. I do not want Osimhen to come to Chelsea because Osimhen should learn from what happened to Sterling and Chilwell, even being an indigent. Wow. Wow. That is some comment right there. I know where you're coming from, but no. That is wrong, bro. Tony is nowhere near Osimhen. This guy is ranked number 8 in Europe last year. Okay. I'm not comparing them, but I think Tone carries less risk because he's played in the Premier League and he's done well in the Premier League. A quiet morning, yeah, indeed, for Osimhen's news, and now they start to come out. Yeah, probably we maybe by the end of the day we will know where he'd be playing uh this season. What else do we have here? Big up to you two panel and chat. Let's see what else we had. We should get Osimhen Sancho, not necessary, but Sergio Ramos is who is
In 2024, crazy.
and you want Chelsea to go, and especially and the club you think would go for him is Chelsea Football Club. Um,
Yeah,
you-
and you know
yeah,
what, coach? Just I think an hour ago, there was this tweet that Ramos has joined a newly promoted Saudi side. So it is coming from a lower division Saudi side, and he wants him at Chelsea. Come on, bro. Are you
yeah,
on cracks?
yeah, exactly. For what club? And Daniel Crane is saying comps always make players look 100% better. Yeah, comps can also make you hate a player. So you need to see comps and also watch the player play for 90 minutes for multiple games, not a single game. Osimhen, the guy who belittled the Nigerian coach himself belittled himself, Infinity George. Um, he wasn't good at it, in my opinion. I don't know, but he shouldn't have done what he did. Yeah, on the live stream that on Instagram, it was Odion Igalo that actually started telling him to stop it. That's not okay. But yeah, here's the thing. I wouldn't judge him by that. He would not try that at Chelsea. There's some sort of thing that when you do, again, some things that when you do them, you get your contract terminated and the club won't pay you. I don't think he'd behave like that. Even at Napoli, he didn't do anything when they, the joke from the Napoli social media admin. Coach is usually a fraud, but he's spot on this time. Just go away. I told you. I suspected you being too nice for me. It's not a good to me. It's not a good sign. And look where we're at right now. Just go back to work. Nobody needs you here. Prince Louis, what's your Twitter handle? at Chelsea Prospect. You'll see it there. At Chelsea Prospect. You'll see it there. And I'll follow you back. The beautiful game is saying that, yeah, we've been linked to Ramos apparently. Right now? To come do what?
Nah, he's already gone. I think there's an agreement with the Saudi side. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Melody Chukwudi Dalo is saying Osimhen all the way. I have a feeling soon where we'll start to see DiMaggio pushing narratives. Let me see what he's saying there. Pushing narratives given to him by Napoli, just like we have seen for the last 2 days. Wow. Let's see, Javier. If we do somehow get Osimhen, I don't want to hear people expect him to hit the ground running, trying to compare him to Drogba when Drogba never hit the ground running. And plus, the manager approach again, Enzo Maresca's approach probably would take Osimhen some time to get used to, except if the manager tweaks the application of his approach to accommodate Osimhen, which he'd have to do that if Osimhen comes in. And the question will be, will Osimhen be a player we get to use in certain games or every game? I don't know. But let's get the deal done first. We have Dante in the house, and I think, Dante, I don't know how long you have. I think it's about time I go have the boys get ready for school. It's up to you. I can hand over to you. And when you need me to shut down, just text me and I'll do that. But let's hear you, Dante. Where do you want to come in, bro?
Yeah, big up, Coach.
Big
Big up,
up to you
JS
too,
again
man.
there, and
I hope
everyone
your
in
boy
chat.
is doing better.
Yeah, he's
Pick up
good.
Dante.
Just had a little bit of a fever a couple of days, but he's over it. So he's doing much better. And then I think I got sick from him a little bit. I've been a bit of nausea and stuff like that the last couple of days, headache and nausea. But hopefully that's going away now as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm good. Just watching. Yeah, obviously listening came a bit late, but that's normal for me, so that's fine. You started very early today, which is nice and
You have
early.
no
So
discipline. Yeah, because we have 2 shows today. We're still gonna do
I've
the
I've
watch
noticed that
along.
'cause I just turned the computer on and I'm like, okay, there's a show later. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll probably I'll come on later and we'll talk then. But yeah, not much. Just looking at it like everyone waiting for the news to drop, just all over the place. But yeah, like I said for a long time, this Osman thing will drag to the last minute of the window before it closes. So that's the way it seems like it's still going. So we'll see what happens.
Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. We should just call it a day because
No,
it
you
will
guys
get
would have covered everything. We'll
boring
talk
for you
later,
guys.
no
Go ahead.
problem. Yeah, you can wrap it up, Coach. We'll talk later. We'll do the show. I'll come on
All
the
right.
show
All right. Well,
later.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. And Jay, I cannot thank you enough for finding the time to join me. You've kept me company before this guy that doesn't have a discipline joined us on the panel. you did hear him say lateness is his thing. You heard
I
him.
learned from the best.
Yeah, on record.
I learned from
All
the
right.
best.
Thank you to Dante. Thank you to Jay. And by the way, Constantine Dante. Much love to you, the captain of the house. Sincerely do appreciate you. Time to call Trev back to the squad since Fofana has been called up by the Shams. We know he is going to be out after those weeks. I don't think Trevor gets a chance again. The manager, did say during his press, the players that are training separately have no chance. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I do expect him to hit the ground running. Okay. Just like Palmer did. Why is no one else in for Osimhen? I honestly do not know. Even PSG, they're like, nah, we're not doing this anymore. Please, what is happening with Ademola Lookman? I heard PSG made inquiries, but didn't push through. I think he's staying with his club, at his current club, Atalanta. If we get Osimhen, we're good to go. Okay, Chukwudi, if that's what you believe, okay, thank you for that confidence there. Coach Tony is a good striker, but remember, half of his goals are from penalties. Yeah, I think somebody else have mentioned that in the chat there. Pietron, PS, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, but thank you to all of you for finding the time to be part of this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. I appreciate you all, from Mr. PS to Mr. Chukwudi here, Mr. Mbanugo, a lot of Igbo boys there in the chat, and the blue tip again. IB, nice to see you. Willie Bless, nice to see you. Daniel Crane, all of you in the chat. who Mr. Louis, Prince Louis also, and of course Constantine Dante and Jay, who kept me company before the guy without discipline joined us. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to all of you once again. Thank you. God bless us all. See you guys during the Watch Along show. God bless us all, and cheers.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, oh, veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn